Well, good morning, everyone. Hopefully, you can hear me. So let me know very quickly if you can or cannot hear me. I've had to change all my settings here because I am clearly not in the usual studio. But good morning to you all. And before I explain the what and the where, particularly to new viewers and listeners, welcome to Solid Ground. It's a live show where I look at the political, the cultural, the social happenings here in New Zealand and talk about them from a solid ground of what I think and the team hopes is actually a good perspective. So, thank you to Food Dogs Trucking. I can be heard, so that is marvellous. I'm just trying to adjust things here so that we don't have it too loud, but thank you guys. Yeah, so this is where we discuss the topics of the day, and the good thing is that you can send your comments here live if you're on Family First Facebook or its YouTube channel like Harrison, who's mentioned amongst other things that Trump's now actually allowing all the release of the Epstein files, which is fascinating. Personally, I think it's a terrible situation, but overall quite a political sideshow, and that's an important point to people. If you've got something that you want to talk about, or there's a question that you have, let us know. I'll do my best to answer. I've got a few topics I want to talk about this morning, but as always, if there's anything on your mind, let me know. But good morning to you all. We've got Lynette there as well. Oh, I've already lost control. There are so many comments coming in. I've already been flooded. We've got Jackie there. Good morning. Nigel and beautiful Tiawa Mutu. Catherine as always. Michael as well. Lovely to have you there. Philippa. Good morning. Rosie from wonderful Taupo. And then I'll tell people who don't know where I am. Food Dogs Trucking, good morning. Oh, we got Darren there as well. Good morning. And Robin. To look to all of you who are coming on. It is just lovely to see you all. And where was it? There was one comment, and maybe I've missed it now. It doesn't matter. There's so many that I've lost track. Look, people are noticing a different background. Well, long and short, I'm actually in Wellington at the moment for a conference. So I flew down yesterday and had some very casual catch-ups last night, but I'm off after the show for an all-day conference, actually around defence, intelligence and security. So I still keep an interest in that area, particularly to do with New Zealand security in the Indo-Pacific and around China. So I suppose it's me talking with my former hat on. My wife is texting me. Oh, that's good. I just thought she might be telling me something about the camera angle or the noise. But no, I'm down here for that, which is why a different background. In fact, it's a hotel room you see me in. So obviously the TV behind me, and fortunately a relatively made up bed. And also why different camera, different sound, everything. So that's why I'm here, and that's pretty cool in itself, actually. So yeah, it's very good. Right, a couple of things. One's a really heavy topic at the start. It's what's happening in Scotland at the moment, and then something a bit lighter, because talking about abortion in Scotland together is actually, excuse me, very difficult. But the whole situation is so epically. Oh, I see what it's doing. Give me a moment. I am still here, guys, so don't mind me. So, I will see if I can change this, because this will just throw everybody for a moment. Let me see. I know it's all a little bit confusing, isn't it, guys, at the moment with all of this going on, but you can see what they're trying to. There we go. What they're trying to do in Scotland. Which is very disturbing, is not only an extreme abortion law like we have here in New Zealand at the moment, and Bob sent it to me this morning. They're suggesting that as long as you have two doctors who in good faith think that you should abort a baby, that's fine right up to birth. And as we know, it happens, and we know too, because of Family First and others' work, that babies born alive are being killed. But get this. Abortions are going to be deemed okay for sex selective, which basically means girls, that it's going to be perfectly acceptable to kill little girls. And that'll be for partly cultural reasons. There are some cultures that prefer boys over girls. Excuse me, I'm going to grab a coffee from a different mug this time. You can see where I went in Wellington this morning. I mean, deeply disturbing. Some are arguing, well, we just have to accept that there are different perspectives, different cultural perspectives around this. That is just sickening. Scotland should understand its heritage, and we should be not falling into the trap of accepting other cultures, which perspectives do not fulfil human rights. And a fundamental one is the right to life, and not quite secondary, but related to that is we don't preference boys over girls. And there are sect cultures, I'm afraid to say, that do. And so we have to address that. Scotland clearly is not. But I thought this comment, I don't know who Tiffany is, this was just something that caught my eye on X. But as she notes at the top about this, but sex is assigned at birth. She notes this is the cry of the trans activists. As you know, they're very keen on saying sex is just a concept. There's no such, well, no real biological reality. It's just assigned at birth. Well, the doctors decide you're a boy, or the doctors decide you're a girl, and therefore you can change it later. It's just been assigned to you rather than a biological reality. But she points out the hypocrisy at play here, as she says, until they need to abort girls before birth, then sex is not assigned at birth. What is the doctors basing this on when they choose to abort a healthy baby girl? So I thought that was fascinating, as I can see from Philippa and the comments coming through here. And Food Dogs Trucking, I think, will win the award so far. It's just terrible. And Catherine's right too. This is the stupidity. In fact, a philosopher I've got a lot of time for, I'm not sure if you've come across, I'm just looking up, so I verbatim get this right. Her name's Kathleen Stock, English philosopher, from the UK. She might actually be Scottish herself, but she writes that sex selection. So this is again about aborting baby girls. Again, Scotland is looking to make that perfectly acceptable. And the activists basically trying to argue from a multicultural perspective that, well, some people have a different belief around boys and girls, and we're just okay with that. That is just repugnant on so many levels, morally, legally. But I might, as a little side note too, guys, it shows you the problem we have developing around this concept of multiculturalism. Again, multi-ethnicity makes a lot of sense, different groups, ethnicities, but actually it's very difficult to have multiple cultures, and this is a very, again, I'll use that word, sickening example of it. A culture that says, hey, it's okay to kill girls is being accepted by the Scottish Parliament at this point. It might change. It might change. Kathleen Stock says, sex selection seems to be the only aspect of abortion that progressives feel confident in objecting to. Aborting a baby because it's a baby equals silence. Aborting a baby because it's a girl equals howls of outrage. But from the baby's perspective, there isn't much difference. So I think Catherine has nailed it there. If you don't know the work of Kathleen Stock, look her up. She's absolutely fantastic. But she's right. Progressives are upset about this law change, this suggested law change in Scotland. As I say, it's pretty much Jacinda Ardern's extreme bill. But, and to be fair, in New Zealand law, we strictly don't allow sex-selective birth, except it's just not recorded. In other words, it could be happening here. What Scotland's seeking to do is to be even more explicit about it, and I just think it's absolutely appalling. But this is the state of our world, and it's the state of this multicultural mindset, which says, okay, all cultures are equal, their perspectives are equal, let's proceed. And we know, unfortunately, a lot of cultures have a very poor view of women. And so it's deeply, deeply saddening. But as I say, awful. Ian said that as well, I see in the comments. But I thought, again, Tiffany's comment was quite funny. She's drawing in the gender stuff as well. But yes, how can you have sex assigned at birth, which all the gender theorists say, but then quite happy to define a baby as a boy and a girl and abort it? So yeah, not good. Not good. Hey, I thought I would share something a little bit lighter with you. You may have seen it. It is nothing particularly serious. It's also showing you the power of AI, but I thought we probably needed something a little bit lighter after this. If you haven't seen it on the internet, it is quite funny. Well, I find it quite funny. It's about a minute or so, so I'll just play that, then I'll come back. But again, I saw it yesterday, and Rachel and I had an extremely good laugh. If I can make it work properly, give me a second. There.
Hey, stop that! It's midnight, give me that! No, sir, no more fiddle tonight, got it? Inside with this thing, go home. Hey, what did I say about the noise? It's the middle of the night! on the porch. Yep, you're done. I'm taking it inside. Go back to your bed. Hey, quit it. It's midnight. Give me that pipe. No more playing tonight. You hear me? Inside with this. Go home. Hey, quit it. It's midnight. Give me those sticks. No more concerts tonight. You hear me? Inside with these. Go home. Hey, quit it. It's midnight. Give me that stick. No more playing tonight. You hear me? Inside with this. Go home. Hey, knock it off. It's midnight. Give me that thing. Hiss. No more didgeridoo tonight. You hear me? Inside with it. Go home. Hey, knock it off. It's midnight. Give me these. No more cymbals tonight. Understand? Inside. Go home. Hey, knock it off. It's midnight. Give me this. Hiss. No more gongs tonight. Understand? Inside. Go home. Hey, midnight aerobics now? The whole porch is shaking. Volume down, pause off the neighbor's nerves, and at least cool down before 3 a.m., okay?
I don't know about you, but I actually found that quite funny. As I say, a little bit lighter from discussing the heaviness of killing baby girls, as they're suggesting in Scotland. Sue's right; it is scary what AI can do. I mean, it's clear that it is AI, including the fact that I said it was. But and cats don't play didgeridoos. But at the same time, you can see where the technology is going. And look, I'm not going to make this a long discussion of AI. I just thought it was actually quite a funny video, which caught my eye. Hey guys, the other topic I thought I'd just quickly return to is around what you're seeing with the BBC at the... Oh no, actually I won't touch on the BBC. Dee Dee's asking what's the point. There is no point. It's just the video of the cat. It's just actually just quite funny and absurd, which, I don't know, reflects my humour. But also, as we're saying, it shows what AI can do. I mean, it's quite remarkable. I thought actually I'll stay in New Zealand. And Bob's probably touched on this yesterday on Daybreak. But this was basketballers here in New Zealand deciding... sorry, I don't know why messages are flying in at the moment. Others are asking, was that AI with the cat? Yeah, definitely was. Definitely was. Anyway, this is a good decision by the Breakers. Long and short, they're not going to be wearing the Pride insignia. Now, I don't know what is involved with that. It's probably some sort of rainbow or just, again, the armband. Who knows what it was meant to be, but the players have actually said no, they won't. Or to be probably more specific, some of the players said, look, this is not something we want to be part of, and the whole team said, okay, well, look, we'll respect that. And I think it shows you a couple of things. First and foremost, that the tide is changing out there. When you think about what happened around Israel and Maria Folau, even though teammates supported them, not all of them, but a lot did, they were still left out in the cold. People who supported them within the team were too scared. I think the tide has turned a little bit out there now that actually this whole team is prepared to say, look, we're not playing this game. I don't mean the basketball game. I mean the game around Pride. They're saying, you know what, we're actually quite happy to respect the conscience rights or the religious freedom rights, whatever it is, or the political beliefs of people. And I think the fact that the whole team has done so indicates actually a bit of a change out there. Not a stunningly big one, but significant enough. The other, of course, is why on earth is this required at all? It's actually becoming quite a problem, not just from, if you will, a cultural, ethical perspective of why we're forcing a particular view around sexuality on people, and it has been forced, but also why this is even in the sport arena in the first place. Now, I know the woke will claim vulnerability and not enough rights, so that doesn't wash with me. Pride is everywhere. It is ubiquitous. It is forced down people's throats incessantly. You could argue their power is far greater than just about any other group in society. Businesses fawning to get their rainbow tick and diversity quotas and fly flags and so on. I mean, the idea that this is marginalised is absurd in the extreme. But fundamentally, why is a sports team needing to do this at all? And it really doesn't need to be. Would a team be flying a cross at Easter? The Christians say, look, I want all our Breakers basketball teams to be wearing Easter well, insignia at Christmas time. We all need to have an image of a manger printed on our T-shirts. I mean, where does this end? And of course, it doesn't end anywhere. It's only singular by and large. You could probably say if they wanted to have a climate change or treaty insignia, they would push for that too. But why is it just in this space, you have to ask? And it's why you can see the inconsistencies immediately. And that's probably the biggest point for people to get, and I'm sure you do. The call to wear insignia is exceptionally exclusive, and it is not broad. There's not a broad array of insignia allowed. It is only down one line. And I just draw your attention to what's happening in the UK. There's actually lawsuits now against not only the police there for attending pride parades, but football associations for insisting that players have to wear rainbow laces. Various players, but also the public, are saying enough is enough. Stop politicising our sport and our police with very particular views on any issue. So good on the breakers here. I think it's a really positive step forward. I just think it's a positive step forward. People should not be forced or compelled to wear insignia that they don't believe in, beyond, of course, wearing their team's colours. That makes perfect sense. You don't want to go on playing for the Breakers in just a plain T-shirt, so that makes sense. But forcing people on any type of insignia is ridiculous in the extreme. But you can see how the howls of protest come up, and people are trying to, again, compel, force. It's just not appropriate on really fundamental rights. So anyway, as I can see from people, kudos to the Breakers. Lisa saying good for them. Exactly, and it really, the key again is not the topic itself. We can have perspectives on pride in and of itself, but again, forcing or trying to force the entire team. And you can see what the media were trying to do. I mean, there wasn't as much of a hoopla. That's probably the third observation. The media, RNZ in particular, pouring in to try and make the team embarrassed. Or wanting to pull back and say, oh, sorry, that was a bit of a mistake. Well, that didn't work. They've held the line, which again tells you that the media's grasp on these things is not as strong. And as Dee Dee's saying, they don't want people praying in public. Again, that's true. This is all the inconsistencies, if not the hypocrisies in play. As I say, if you went onto your sports team now or to the media and said, look, I wanted to wear a giant crucifix, all hell would break loose. Because no, that's not acceptable. But pride, oh no, that is perfectly fine. We don't fly the Vatican flag at schools. We don't fly religious flags. But pride flags, up they go. All political flags, as I said, you won't put up the National Party flag or the Labour Party flag. But some schools will fly the Toitū Treaty flag, for example. I mean, this is all the. Again, you don't even have to worry about whether you agree with the topics or not. It's just the inconsistency, very much at play. Look, last very quick comment, and I'll just show you this briefly, and we might come back to it on Thursday, and I'll just blow it out. This is to do with the UK, and so in the back of your mind, have the topic of the BBC and TVNZ here in New Zealand in your mind. And this is some survey data that's come out recently about how progressive activists, so hopefully you can see that. I'll talk it through very briefly and then more on Thursday, but just to give you an early indication. And you can see here basically so the orange line, or the yellow line, sorry, the highest, the biggest one, is those who deem themselves progressive activists. And then each column, if you will, is, what percentage do they make up of the public? So progressive activists are only about 8% of the population. And yet they're almost 50% of the Labour Party. They're almost 40% of policy and comms teams. They're almost, 84% of policy teams there, and also in charities, 81%. Extraordinary numbers there. And what it's telling you is just the ideological capture. So as I say, I'll come back to it, but you on Thursday. But you can just see, or I hope you can see, because it's a lot of data there, of how, as a small percentage, this is the UK, but it'll be the same here in New Zealand, progressive activists, so think the far left, those that are running around all the time, virtue signalling, again, call themselves progressives. They are, and according to the UK data, not even 10% of the population, and yet they are dominant dominant in the public sector, in the charity sector, and you can see the dark blue, that's Conservatives, as they call them, backbone Conservatives, almost nothing. So again, it's a small illustration of why you end up with the situations we do with the BBC. We were talking about RNZ earlier around the breakers and so forth. So we'll delve into that a little bit more on Thursday. I am losing track of time, as I say. My mind's probably a little bit distracted this morning. I've got quite a big talk, excuse me, to give this morning, which will be good, I hope. Again, it's in the sort of defence and intelligence space, and nothing particularly secret, just my reflections. But I have to say, my mind is whirring over what is going to be and said and not said. So excuse me being slightly distracted to this morning. Obviously, a very different location. I'll be back home in Auckland by Thursday. But guys, I hope you have a wonderful day. It's a pleasure as always to join you. Thank you for all the comments and questions. I just think it's fantastic. It's just lovely to have you all part of the show. But in the meantime, have a wonderful Tuesday. I'm going to step out into actually quite a nice day in Wellington. It's definitely windy, but I look forward to seeing you all on Thursday.